Now you come at this from a kind of a very good perspective. You practiced criminal defense law for a number of years before you kind of pivoted into legal tech, and this isn't your first go around at legal tech either. What's the
No.
moment you kind of made you realize that this industry needed some help?
Um, yeah, well, I mean, way back in the day, like you kind of hit the nail on the head. I was practicing as a criminal defense lawyer. I started my own law firm. And actually, like shortly after I started my firm, I got a complaint from a client, like a bar complaint, basically. It was like super scary, but I unpacked what the issue was, and it was really just like effectively it was I didn't call him back quick enough. Um, that's what it was. And then I did some research, found out that that's like the number one complaint at every state bar. And so, long story short, I ended up having that issue with a client, and it led to me starting a software company called My Case, which was my first company. Um, and that sort of started as a client portal, and it turned into a full practice management system. And I exited that business, and then a couple years later came back into the space with Lawmatics, and then Lawmatics was sort of a gap that we identified in the market while I was building My Case. So, but it all kind of started from that one client complaint, and just realizing that there was a problem in the industry.
Yeah, so you already had the successful exit with my case. What drove you to start again with Lawmatics? What did you want to do differently?
Um, I guess I'm a glutton for punishment. Um, I'm like I might be the only entrepreneur in legal tech that has come back for more. Um, I get a lot of flack from all of my colleagues in legal tech about that. Like, you're the only one who's come back and done it twice. Um, so I don't know. I think I jumped into a couple other things after I exited My Case, and I think I realized that one, I realized I wanted to be building something myself again. I was operating as the CEO of another company, and um, I wasn't as passionate about it. I wanted to build my own thing again, and I just knew that I realized going out of legal tech that like I know the space really, really well, and I'm still very passionate about it. And I knew that there was still this gap in this type of a tool, and it was just such a big opportunity, and it was just one that I felt we needed to go after.
Yeah, now you've just earned kind of the best places to work recognition for the second time. I think you won 2 years ago as well. At 55 people, culture is something that you can actually feel when it's that small. I've been in companies that small, and it's a lot of fun. What are you doing deliberately to protect it as you scale up?
Yeah, and I think we've already scaled a bit. I think like all in with all of our team, we're like about 70 now. And um, I mean, for me, it's like if you have the right culture, and I say right culture, but like the right culture for your team, right? Like, and there's not like one culture, but it's just like whatever is the right culture for you. And if you have that, that is set, I think that it like it allows you to scale kind of naturally. For us, we're being very careful about headcount, like I think everyone else is as well. You probably don't need to add as many heads as you needed to add 5, 10 years ago. All right. People can do a lot more right now with less. And we're definitely seeing that in how we scale our headcount. And so, um, but, but, but really to me, the right culture just kind of like all the rest will take care of itself. And so we are really, really careful about the hiring process. And for us being an in-office company, we're in office Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And that's a huge part of our culture, is being here in person. And that weeds out a lot of the wrong people just right off the bat. Right. So like as we scale, we kind of have that natural built in. Now it's a little bit of a polarizing thing, right? You still have so many companies that are remote. And so we're going to be hiring someone who knows that they're going to be in the office. And that's a particular type of person, I think. And so I think it just happens naturally given our culture.
Yeah.